are kicking off the weekend in the kitchen with the perfect sweet treat. Here to share how to bake up delicious raspberry almond sugar cookies, we welcome back plant-based chef and cooking instructor Hawnuh Lee. It's so nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Hannah.
These look beautiful.
Yeah, and you're dressed to match, which is
I'm
perfect.
Ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready for a pink cookie today.
These are so good. These are totally vegan, very few ingredients.
Awesome.
And I had originally made them for Valentine's Day, but then I decided, you know what, why not love each other every day?
It's the month of love.
The month
we
of
can
love.
continue the celebration.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so to get started, you'll want to preheat your oven to 350. So
Okay.
that's happening in the background. We've already got started our plant butter and sugar creamed here.
Oh, nice.
So you can just use Earth Balance is a great brand,
Okay.
and we're using light brown sugar and white sugar. So I'm going to give this a quick little whirl.
Okay. That looks like regular old cookie dough, like what you expect it to be in that process.
It fools you with how similar it is.
Nice.
If you give these to friends, they're not even going to know they're vegan, so you don't have to tell them if you don't want
have to tell.
Exactly.
Love that.
And then we're mixing in some lemon zest, and you can use fresh or dried lemon zest,
Oh, cool.
but this is just when you microplane or peel the side of your lemon. This gives it a nice little bright touch of flavor.
Yummy.
Then we're adding in a little baking soda and kosher salt in here,
Okay.
and some vanilla and plant milk. So you can use almond milk, oat milk, but I have a secret for these cookies, in that I just use water sometimes.
No way.
Because I was totally out of milk this morning, and I was like, well, let's just do water. And
Cool.
it's such little liquid that you won't even notice.
That makes sense.
So we're just gonna give this another quick whirl.
I'm excited to get that little pinch of lemon zest with the raspberries. That's such a great combination.
A very good flavor pairing. Then we're adding in 2 different kinds of flour here. So these are both sifted, and it's all-purpose flour and then almond flour.
Oh.
So we'll have almonds on top, but then we're also including almond flour in the batter itself. So it's got that extra protein in it.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, oh, these are a little bit healthy, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Exactly.
A healthy cookie.
And we will mix this together. And at first it's going to be looking a little bit dry, but I promise if you give it a minute, it will come together just like a normal cookie batter. And we'll put this on high for a minute.
Yeah, it's looking kind of biscuity right now.
Biscuity, a little flaky.
Yeah.
But this is a moment when we want to trust the process and believe in the power of our hand mixer. You could use a fork to do this, but honestly, I get tired sometimes.
No, yeah.
So we want
our cookies ASAP.
ASAP, as fast as possible.
Wow, look at that. It really did transform.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
And then my favorite trick to get the batter off the mixer, just blast it on high and kind of step back a little bit.
Amazing.
So our main ingredient here, the most important one, is our raspberries.
Yum.
And we are using frozen raspberries for this recipe. You want to keep them in the freezer until you're just ready to use them. So the thing about these cookies is that raspberry is an interesting ingredient in that it has a chemical reaction with baking soda. And that it causes this alkaline reaction. So the first time I made these cookies, they were totally blue. And I was like, oh my gosh, what did I do here? So keeping them frozen helps to reduce the moisture content in the cookies itself. And then the other thing we're going to do after we add it to the batter, and you can see we're already getting a little bit of juice from our berries here. We're going to switch over to a large spatula. And we're not going to use the mixer because it's going to mash the berries too much.
Sure.
So we will gently fold these in. Being really careful not to smash them down too much.
Yeah.
So we'll just incorporate them. And this is probably the most stressful part of making the cookies, honestly, is not over mixing your berries. So
that swirl is so pretty in there.
The swirl is so pretty. Okay, and I'm going to call these just incorporated.
That's it. You don't want to overdo that.
Exactly. And then we're going to take about 3 tablespoons per scoop, and we're going to mix these or shape these by hand. And make a rough sphere. This can be where you have fun with the creative process. And we'll flatten it down a little bit, and this round disc is going to go on a lined sheet, baking sheet. And we'll make a couple of these, but then the main ingredient on top of our cookies is going to be sliced almonds. And the almonds add a little bit of crunch. They get toasted really nicely in the oven. We add those on top there. And we bake them for 22 to 24 minutes.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of a longer bake. The cookies are going to spread out when they're baking. So my second favorite trick here is there's something called a cookie round. But I'm just using a plain old peanut butter lid.
Sure.
So when the cookies come out, they're going to be spread a little bit. But the trick to getting bakery style cookies is we're going to take one of our cookies over on our finished sheet, and we use the round to help shape it.
That's such a great trick.
And you get perfect rounds for your cookies.
Beautiful. Look at these.
Yeah, and then when we come out of the oven and we've done our shaping, we've got a beautiful.
They look amazing.
Yeah, brightly colored, and the flavor's so good.
And
we got to try one now. So
we must. These are ginormous.
And you can make them a little smaller, but why would you do that?
But why would you ever?
But why would you when you couldn't? You know.
That raspberry is so bright.
It's so nice, and with the lemon. Do you taste the lemon? Oh, great. We're
I love
tasting
it.
the lemon.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, we'll have this recipe and more about Hawnuh on our website at katv.com.